This is an anime recap video, and in this video, I'm going to show you a pirate crew named the Straw Hats, including Luffy, Zoro, Jinbei, Sanji, Robin, Nami, Brook, Usopp, and Chopper arriving on Egghead Island, also known as the Future Island, to save the genius scientist Dr. Vegapunk. The Straw Hat Pirates are reading the news and discovering the allegation that Sabo killed Nefertari Cobra. Immediately, Luffy yells that he doesn't believe Sabo would do such a thing, and Robin sides with him, revealing that the Revolutionary Army's enemy is the world nobles, not regular kings. They also read that Vivi has gone missing, and Luffy orders that a course be set for Arabasta right now. Zoro tells him that it is pointless because Vivi was last seen in Mary Geoise, but Luffy simply says they head there instead while Zoro kicks over a chained-up barrel that has caribou inside. Zoro reminds Luffy that Mary Geoise is the den of their enemy, but Luffy simply calls him a chicken while Zoro retorts that they need more information. Sanji sobs over Vivi's condition while Chopper laments that her father is dead, as he is nice to them back in Arabasta, something Usopp agrees with. Nami is also worried for Vivi's safety as well, and Jin comments how tumultuous the Lively is. Frankie and Brook state they don't believe Sabo killed Cobra, with Brook even adding he's never known anyone displeased with the Sand Kingdom. At that point, Nami bursts into tears, and Luffy yells they need to save her, but Zoro demands everyone calm down. He asks Luffy if he remembers telling them that Ace has his own adventures and how he trusts him to handle himself up until he absolutely needs help. As such, he feels Vivi should be treated the same way because he knows how tough she is. Luffy, Nami, Chopper, and Sanji, however, retort that he can't stop them from worrying about her and start name-calling him, leading to a fight between him and Sanji once again. Meanwhile, Robin says that so much transpires while they are in Wano, particularly that the abolishment of the 7 warlords of the sea sends Crocodile, Buggy, and Dracula Mihawk back out to sea and leads to the founding of Cross Guild and Buggy's ascension as emperor. Robin asks Luffy if he wants to hear about the others listed in the paper, and he says he will leave it in her care, and to alert him if there is anything big to keep his eye on, which she accepts. Luffy lays down on his back and once again says that Sabo is innocent, even telling everyone about how his dream is so that no one would get their freedom taken away from them like his was as a kid. He reminisces over the day he, Sabo, and Ace made an oath, and Luffy tells everyone what he told them, resulting in a surprised reaction from everyone, with Usopp saying what Luffy wants is impossible despite his beliefs. It then occurs to Luffy that he had never actually told them what he told his brothers and Shanks, but simply says that at the end of his dream, that is what he wants. The crew's reactions become one of encouragement, and Frankie declares to Luffy that becoming the Pirate King is the bare minimum to achieve it, adding that there is to find only one road Poneglyph to get to Laugh Tale. But Robin tells him it's not that easy, since no one has seen that Poneglyph in years and there are no clues as to where it may be. Meanwhile, at Marine HQ, the Marines track where Sabo is calling Momwaro Island from and learn it is Lulusia Kingdom, one of the nations the Revolutionary Army helped rebel. The 5 elders remark on this development and call him unfortunate. On Momwaro Island, Sabo apologizes for the trouble he caused and confirms he did not kill Cobra, but he saw something unbelievable. Specifically, he saw someone sit on the empty throne. All the while, the people of the kingdom were noticing the sky getting darker, while the ousted king and his daughter demanded to be released. That someone, Imu, proceeds to cross off Lulusia on a map, and the 5 elders order the signal to the surveillance den mushies be cut, and as far as the Marines should be concerned, nothing abnormal is detected, and no information is intercepted, and as far as anyone should be concerned, Lulusia Kingdom never existed. Suddenly, something ginormous lands on and completely obliterates the island. This cuts Sabo's connection to the army off, leaving his ultimate fate unknown. A few days later, the Straw Hats sail in the climate range of a nearby winter island as the seas are filled with icebergs and strong winds. They then notice a huge column of water in the air, which Nami says is a warm eddy being forced upwards. Nami tells Jin to get everyone away, but Luffy and Sanji sense a woman trapped in the current. Zoro cuts the current in half using yakitori as Chopper walks out and gets swept away by the wind. Luffy's attempt to save him results in him getting swept away too, but the woman gets blown out of the current, and she turns out to be Jewelry Bonnie, with a new bounty of Billy 320 million. Luffy seizes Jewelry Bonnie by the ankle as she wakes up, gasping for air. However, she reveals that not only was she being chased by a monster underwater, but that monster is now below the Thousand Sunny. She tells the crew to look down, and they do so to see a horrifying monster about to swallow them whole. They manage to get out of the way as the monster, which seems to be a giant metal shark, breaks the surface of the water and knocks the ship into the air. Jin notices that Luffy, Chopper, and Bonnie have fallen into the sea, and he asks Frankie to take the helm while he dives in to rescue them. Frankie activates the Thousand Sunny's ship bottom rabbit screw and starts moving the ship away from the shark at rapid speed. However, the shark fires several torpedoes at the ship, causing it to capsize and knocking everyone into the water. Jin grabs the three as he hears the explosion, and when he resurfaces, he sees that the current is too strong for any ship to steer through. The shark opens fire on him, but he has the three devil fruit users take a deep breath before he dives back down. Meanwhile, the other Straw Hats are unable to get back to the surface because of the current's strength. Just as the shark is about to eat everyone, a large robot appears from behind it and bashes it. Meanwhile, on a nearby island resides Marine Base G-14, where Tashigi is caring for the children rescued from Punk Hazard. As Mocha says that she and the others have gone down in size, Tashigi's attention is interrupted by the G-14 commander and Vice Admiral Dahl, who demand she do something to silence Helmeppo. Tashigi says she cannot, as she understands that he is worried about Kobe, as is she. Sure enough, Helmeppo and Marine HQ Commander Hibari, both of whom are part of SWORD, are begging Marine HQ Rear Admiral and fellow SWORD member Prince Gruz to go with them to Hachinasu to rescue Kobe. Gruz refuses because Hachinasu is Blackbeard's home turf. When Helmeppo suggests they get some seraphim since they are so close to Egghead, Gruz once again shoots down his idea, saying that no one is in any position to act, especially with them unable to contact Drake either. For now, all they can do is try to remain calm until the situation changes. With Luffy's group, Jin successfully guides everyone to land. While everyone dries off, Bonnie, now back in her adult form, reminds Luffy that she is also a member of the worst generation. Despite considering him her enemy, she thanks him for saving her. Inquiring about Luffy's altered wanted poster, she receives a cryptic response. Luffy mentions it reflects his appearance when he is free. When asked if he is worried about his crew, Luffy confidently asserts his complete trust in them. Jin, intrigued, questions Bonnie about her crew and ship. She discloses that she arrived alone, and her ship fell victim to the metal shark. Mentioning her hunger, Bonnie suggests they find a restaurant. Luffy agrees, but Bonnie reveals an inconvenient truth: they are far from any eatery. The island they currently inhabit is Egghead, a world government-owned island supposedly 500 years in the future, and the location of Dr. Vegapunk's research lab. She then informs Luffy that her presence on Egghead is tied to business with Vegapunk. Meanwhile, the rest of the crew experiences a life-saving moment as the large robot picks up the Thousand Sunny, preventing everyone from drowning. The crew is taken aback by the sheer size of the machine. A woman steps out from the cockpit, expressing frustration about failing to program the metal shark to only scout, report, and fire on ships but not eat them, hindering her salvaging efforts. Frankie expresses gratitude for saving them, but she clarifies that her intention was not to save them, especially given her affiliation with the world government. She introduces herself as Dr. Vegapunk, leaving the entire crew in awe. After the woman declares that she is Dr. Vegapunk, Frankie, in awe, tells her that he really respects Vegapunk's work, considering that he spends 2 years separated from the crew in Baltimore learning from his projects. Usopp gushes over the woman's giant robot, stating that it is bigger than even General Frankie. Sanji is happy to see that Dr. Vegapunk is a gorgeous woman. However, Robin calms them down, saying that she has never heard of Dr. Vegapunk being a female, and she is too young to be him as well. The woman reveals that she is not the Stella, which is Dr. Vegapunk's main body, and she is Punk 2 Lilith. Lilith tells the Straw Hat Pirates that her research budget is always strained, so she will release everyone and conclude her business with the Straw Hats if they hand over all of their treasure. Hearing this, Nami demands why she saved them, but Lilith once again states she isn't trying to save them. She considers them all trespassers, and every ship that comes near gets destroyed by her army of sea beast weapons, which she summons to surround everyone. Seeing the giant mechanic beast, everyone starts panicking, except for Frankie, Zoro, Robin, and Sanji. Just then, Lilith receives a call from someone, and the person on the other end is called Shaka, who tells her she has no pride as a scientist and continues robbing others. Lilith tells him to shut up because she's focusing on their budget, but Shaka informs her that she's dealing with the Straw Hat Pirates, who are just announced as an Emperor's crew. Lilith states she knows it and believes that they must have treasure on their ship, which is why she's robbing them. However, Shaka tells her that she's underestimating them, especially since Zoro and Robin are acting so calmly because they know that even if they're surrounded, they can defeat the sea beast weapons in an instant. Shocked at this, Lilith realizes that she's at a disadvantage, ashamed that she underestimated an emperor's crew so quickly and easily. Just then, Zoro demands that they need something from her, but Lilith gets mad at this and orders the sea beasts to attack them. However, Shaka stops her and asks her to bring them to the island. Meanwhile, on Egghead, Jewelry Bonnie reveals to our SS rank pirate, Luffy, that she has been to the island before when she was a kid and knows every way. She asks them to climb the stairs, which will lead them to the surface, and before climbing that Bonnie tells them that Dr. Vegapunk turned her father into a cyborg, which Luffy at first says is cool, until Bonnie clarifies that her father has lost all sense of self because of it, and she wants answers from Dr. Vegapunk regarding it, even saying she will kill him if she doesn't like what she hears. The group then makes it to the surface as our SS rank pirate, Luffy, and Chopper immediately try to find something to eat, while Bonnie remembers she saw Sabo at Mary Geoise, but decides not to tell Luffy yet. Suddenly, they see the island and are left in awe. Not only this, they see a battle between a giant robot and a giant space alien, which surprises them as well. Luffy slingshots himself towards the monster and tries to punch him. However, the monster instead seemingly eats him, only for our SS rank to harmlessly pass through it. Bonnie and Chopper get shocked at this and wonder what's happening. Suddenly, their attention is turned towards sweets lying in the open. Luffy and the others attempt to eat it, but it results in them also passing through it harmlessly. Shocked at this, Jinbei asks them to relax and reveals that the sweets they see are holograms, 3D images made of light. In other words, it's not real. He explains that due to this, Luffy wasn't hurt by the monster since it was a hologram too. But our SS rank pirate becomes furious over the food trick. Chopper then notices a machine with various food signs on it and asks about it, but Bonnie believes it's another hologram. Jin then speaks up and says that he noticed that the waters surrounding the island were cold, yet the island feels very warm. Just then, a giant girl appears and explains that that is because she created an island AC to control the temperature of the island itself. Luffy is shocked by the large girl and attacks her, thinking she's a hologram too, but his punch hits her in the belly. Seeing this, the girl punches him back in annoyance and knocks him into the machine where Chopper and Bonnie were looking at, accidentally touching one of the food items mentioned. This results in the machine creating some food, which upon touching it, they quickly realize is real, and they proceed to start feasting on the machine's creations. The girl then informs our SS rank pirate that the machine is called the automatic cooking machine, which can produce over 500 different meals at rapid speed if there's enough food material. She also tells the three of them that she appreciates that they like her machine, but she says that it will only work if it is built according to the specs, and there aren't enough people, resources, or money in the world who can mass produce it. Frustrated at this, the giant girl punches one of the holographic monsters which Luffy wasn't able to hit. While everyone is shocked at this, the giant girl explains that she has light pressure gloves, which allow her to come into contact with light images as if they were real. Jin finally asks who the girl is, and she introduces herself as Dr. Vegapunk, specifically Punk 5 Atlas. Everyone is left in shock by this, however, Bonnie remains calm and reveals that she is lying. Like and comment if you enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel for more anime recaps, and tell me what anime recap you like to see next in the comments below.